Hey guys, this is Cam15 and I'm back with another video for you guys. And I'm again in a new setup. As well as I brought a guest on to the video. If you have seen my channels before, way back when I first started the channel like this summer, um, my friend Denzel made a few appearances, but other than that, since I'm here for Christmas break, he might be making some more appearances a little bit here and there. But as goes for majority of Saturdays, I think till I go back to school, he'll mostly be here almost every Saturday reviewing My Hero Academia because he's a big My Hero Academia fan. So first thing, I guess you can punchline your channel if you'd like.
What is up, everybody? The Red Wolf here today. Thank you for having me, Cameron.
Yeah, that's his YouTube channel, TheRedWolf. He can probably leave a comment in the video linking it to the channel. So if you want to check out his channel, what do you do just for the viewers?
I mainly just post like gameplays for fun. Like not like I wouldn't say it's really neat and not really like high quality, but I do my best to entertain you all with like fighting games, adventure games, you name it.
Yeah, but like I said, he's been on the video before. If you want to check out those videos, I know he did a few videos when we first did My Hero Academia reviews from the first 3 seasons and the movie. We did reviews on that. He was in those, and then we did some reviews on Dragon Ball. We haven't really done any other things other than that, but those are the only things I come to mind. But anyways, um, he'll probably be a mainstay guest on Saturdays till I go back for the for my second semester of my school year, and stuff like that. Also a quick update. I'm going to also upload another video regarding my Chicago Bears content for you guys that are sports fans and want to check out my Chicago Bears content. If you see that the setup out there or the setup in that video is different from here, it's because I actually made that video I think last night, or no, two nights ago, and I was still in my room. But now, till I go back to school, which is till middle January, I think January 12th, you'll be seeing videos uploaded from here. You know, it's going to be really My Hero Academia content, the little bit of the Bears stuff, and then also Star Wars Episode 9. I'm possibly doing a Star Wars, new trilogy marathon of reviewing some of Episode 7 and Episode 8, as much as I don't want to watch that movie again. But if me and Denzel see Episode 9 together, then he'll definitely be on that video too. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Star Wars, which looks like it's going to be running into the ground. We're here to talk about My Hero Academia, because today we got another good episode.
It's okay.
I would say it's an okay to decent episode. Before we start talking, I don't know if it's me, but this episode seemed the pacing was really fast.
Hmm.
And it really felt short this week.
Do you think it should have lasted 2 episodes? That one part. Do you think it should have lasted 2 episodes?
I think if they gave Kirishima more of a, like, him fighting back, like him throwing some punches in, okay, yes, it could be a two-part episode, but then again, at the same time, Fat Gum and Kirishima aren't they're big characters in this arc, but they're not big characters where, you would like to see a two-parter. You would rather see a two-parter with like Mirio or Deku right now in this.
Hmm.
Um if you honestly ask me, right now I think as much as the moments in this episode were good, in my opinion, I think this was, I wouldn't say worst. I would say the weakest episode of this season so far. And we're gonna talk about the main points of what happened in this episode, but just to get my overall thoughts. One, I felt the pacing in this episode was too fast for my opinion, and I feel like by the time the episode started or when it ended, I felt like, and when it ended, and it just had, like last week, a very abrupt end. I don't know if they're just doing this to just leave us in the hanging, but it was the second time this week, or the second time in back-to-back weeks, My Hero Academia just leaves off with an abrupt ending after, we get the victory. Nothing wrong with that. I just found it like, oh, it's over. And I looked at my time. It didn't even feel like it was a 30-minute episode, really. It felt like it was almost a 15-minute episode, if you ask me. Now, maybe that's because when they went into the backstory of Kirishima, it kind of slowed some things down, or something like that. You know, I didn't. It's not that I particularly didn't like this episode. I just thought the episode was okay. It wasn't the best. It had some moments, some good parts in it. But if you ask me, even I personally think episode one was probably a better episode than this. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Now, to you guys, maybe it's a different opinion. But I didn't really somewhat like this episode. And this is me saying that, like, 8 straight weeks in a row, I've been saying how much, I've been loving the My Hero Academia episodes and how consistent they've been in quality terms of being good. This episode kind of dropped off for me after a while, after thinking about it for the short time after after we just recently watched the episode. It kind of dropped off a bit, and I wasn't really feeling this episode. Now, in the preview for this episode, it was all hyped to be some kind of big event that's happening, but then it kind of fell short. I wouldn't say of expectations, but it was kind of lackluster. Your thoughts on this episode before we talk about the main story points?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think it's still it was really rushed. Like I want like really is that really the whole thing that happens? I kind like I said, I kind of wanted that part to be 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I low key. I know. I know people might think it's a little more time consuming that way, but that's just me.
Okay. So I guess we're ready to get into the story points, and then I guess at the end we can rate your thoughts on this episode. But anyways, My Hero Academia, episode 9, Red Riot. This is another episode dedicated to Kirishima. I'm morally expanding on, fighting the two villains in this, which is Rappa and Tengai or whatever, Tengay or something.
Yeah, Rappa and Tengai.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. We'll talk about them later on. But it was him in fact, I'm dealing with those two, and it was kind of morely getting an understanding for the Kirishima backstory that we didn't get, or we don't typically get with some of the other class of 1A characters, where we don't understand where their beginnings are from. I think honestly, other than Deku and Bakugo, and I guess to an extent Todoroki, we kind of get an understanding of background for the character, not only Kirishima, but a little bit of Mina as well. But anyways, we're going to start talking about the main story points and talk about what we thought about the main story points. We'll try to pick this up as fast as we can. But anyways, the episode starts out with Tamagichi basically, taking out the 3 villains from last episode. He said he put, his octopus hands around them with a poison, so it won't kill them, it just basically makes them pass out. There's nothing really to talk about here. He later passes out due to probably exhaustion. So he's probably down for the count, and he's probably have to wait for somebody to come get him. Other than that, they shift to what Deku and the others are doing, and they're basically running to try to find Overhaul. But then Aizawa starts monologuing about Mimic, and basically it's revealed that Mimic, despite anything, is still watching us. So basically, even though he looks like he got rid of us, it looks like he's got eyes on this entire base. So things could turn, especially for next week's episode, it looks like things are going to turn for the worse for those guys. Anyways, we go back to Bubble Girl, and it looks like they're covering up or blocking off the entrance to the secret passageway. Now, I don't know why they're doing that. Personally, I think they should do that to make sure, Deku and the others get out of there, but I guess I can understand they don't want the villains to possibly get out of there. okay, or some of the members of the Shia Saikai, but it's like, well, we'll see. But anyways, or actually, before that, Mimic tries to attack Aizawa because he knows that Aizawa can basically shut his powers off.
Mm-hmm.
Now Fat Gum gets in the way and blocks the blow, but Kirishima also gets in the way, and we basically run on running. We'll get to their plot later. It shifts back, like I said, to Bubble Girl and the Centipede Hero. I don't even know the character's name. But which we get some revelations, some big revelations here. I think this is probably it's one of the biggest things that kind of advanced the story's plot in terms of story, and that's the revelation that these, I guess, these goons really.
Yeah, and aside from how like low glow was this episode, that's by far one of the most interesting things I've seen so far in that episode. Like the villains are actually just working with Overhaul for like if they would just want to survive.
Yeah, basically, it's looking like Overhaul is more of a dictator in this organization than the next name, because we get the revelation from these goons saying that, yeah,
he's Hitler.
Um, don't say that. But if he, if they don't listen to his orders, he's gonna basically kill them. So that's a huge revelation. And we also get another revelation, and this ties into what we saw last week at the end of the episode with the guy the guy who I guess is like ill or sick, in the bed. Overhaul was talking to a bit. Overhaul basically, or we get revelations that before Overhaul took over this Shihazaikai, I guess this little faction, there used to be a boss that, bought or really Overhaul took the name after the boss slash his dad. We don't know his relation. Yes, even though he said Pops, I've watched. I'm trying not to spoil this, but for you because you watch One Piece, but there are characters. If you've seen One Piece, you know what I'm talking about. There was the one character to his other crew members that they all called Pops. Even though in relation they wasn't their dad. So we don't know if Overhaul is going on like that type of basis where he was close, like. Okay. I don't know if you heard that, but that was my brother. But we don't know Overhaul's relation to the boss slash basically his dad. Now, if it's not his bloodline dad, maybe it's like, he was close to him, like he saw him as a father figure. That's my only other guess, but another thing the boss valued a lot, which was actually kind of brought up a lot in this episode, was chivalry. And basically he didn't want the group to be, like, I guess, villain like to the point where they don't show chivalry. He wanted the group to show chivalry and be, have honor and stuff like that. And the way that the goons, thugs, or whatever they were called, were talking about him, and Bubble Girl talks about this, is like, you sound like you like this guy much more than you like Overhaul, which is a big key point. And even the villains who Kirishima and Fat Gum face, well, one of them, it was Rappa, I believe, looks like they don't like or respect Overhaul at all, because probably he puts them on like watch alert.
It seems more like Rappa's the one who doesn't respect Overhaul.
Yeah, it seems like all the other ones do respect him. So far, I guess, of the 8 bullets of the Shihasaikai, he's the only one that doesn't like him, as well as the other common goons.
Mm-hmm.
So
actually, the one that's accompanying him, what's his name again?
Tengai.
Tengai, yeah. Why did I forget his
name?
Yeah,
Tengai was calling him Master Overhaul, so obviously he respects him. And even the guys from last week respect him because he basically picked him off the street.
At least that's what it looks like.
Well, yeah. Even though, as you remember from last week, Tamakichi basically told those 3 guys, like, he's basically using you for your own good. And they didn't give a crap. So I guess it's like blind following, I guess, in essence.
Mm.
Um, your thoughts about this huge plot point in this episode?
Yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. Like like what how will how will overhaul like I don't know what's the word I'm trying to look for? What will his character be like at the end of this season? That's
Well, we already know he's basically
yeah
a psychopath.
yeah psychopath, but in terms of what reason what and the reasons why he became a psychopath,
Yeah, yeah.
like if he doesn't like he respect his like pops or master or something like that like.
We don't know unless we get, I guess, a backstory of Overhaul. That's my only guess.
And what's the relation with his so-called daughter? Is he?
Let's
Is
be
she,
real.
is
Let's
she
be
his daughter?
real. I don't care what you say. Two different hair colors.
Yeah,
That's not his daughter. That's not his daughter. And plus, you can see the opening or the ending that kind of gives it away. That's not his daughter. Like his mother, Erie's mother has the same exact hair as she does.
yeah, but then who's the father?
Who knows?
I mean, the father could have any hair at this point if the mother has that hair.
Who knows? That will probably all be revealed when this is all over.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. Go on.
It's all right. It's all right. But I guess another thing I have to say is, before we get off this plot point and talk about the main plot point of this episode is, I don't know. I have a feeling like that guy's gonna wake up at the last second, get out of his bed, and even though sick, he'll find a way to fight.
So,
And if he fights, don't get me started with this crap.
we don't even know what his quirk is yet.
Or even if he has a quirk.
So you think he'll be strong enough even without a quirk?
Well,
I mean,
still, without. Well, obviously, it will be revealed that he has a quirk, but I'm just saying, as of right now, we don't know if he has a quirk or not. So you never know. Some people can have quirks, some people cannot. It's like One Piece. Some people are just strong without devil fruits. Others are. Anyways, we focus back to what Kirishima and Fat Gum are doing. So basically, when they get both recover, Fat Gum, I believe, is the one that gets hit first.
No,
it was Kirishima. Okay, Kirishima gets hit first.
His arms literally cracked.
And that was due to Rappa, who looks like he's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or whatever.
Hey, I only did the JoJo noises like during his punches. Okay, so that doesn't.
Well, no, I'm just saying he was looking like he was doing that, or it looks like he was using Gum Gum and No Gatling from One Piece, and literally beating the actual hell out of Fat Gum and Kirishima. So after Kirishima gets basically beat down, and we see that his arms are freaking cracked, Fat Gum goes in for a punch, and then this barrier comes out of nowhere. I'm like, he's got offense and defense? This guy's OP.
But then that barrier is from.
But then the barrier is from Tengai, which I guess it only makes sense that you pair a very strong attacker, offensive dude with a very strong defender. I swear, I have to probably watch the Tournament of Power again, but I feel like there was a character in Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power that there was an offensive character that had a defensive character benefiting from him. I'm gonna have to watch that over. I don't know. I forgot because I haven't seen the Tournament of Power in forever. Anyways, I am rewatching all of Dragon Ball Super. But anyways, Fat Gum's taking these punches, and this man is getting wrecked. Like, his clothes are falling off. His little headpiece is falling off, and you can see that he's got hair and stuff like that.
He's blonde. That's cool.
Oh yeah, he's blonde too. And I'm like, this guy's getting wrecked to the point his absorption can't even take the blows to an extent anymore. Anyways, we shift back to how Kirishima's looking like, and we get the revelation that he cracked his arms, and then Kirishima just has a total mental breakdown. Like, he's doubting, he's having these inner monologues, doubting himself, saying, can I do this? If I do this, my Falcon's gonna die if I don't do anything. And he's kind of fighting an internal battle within himself of, what should he do? And basically, Ten Guy basically says, yeah, the kid's basically scared. He's frozen in fear because he basically lost everything. And this is when we get into the backstory of Kirishima, which I think is one of the better backstories in My Hero Academia we have gotten, which ties into a lot of why Kirishima is the person he is today, why he talks about being a man, being manly, having chivalry and stuff like that. So his backstory, well, first revelation when we kick off his backstory is the kid did not have red hair to start off. He actually had black hair. So
in my opinion, he looks a little weird with black hair.
oh, you literally have to get adjusted to it. I'm like, that does not look like Kirishima. I'm sorry. The red needs to stay. Anyways, we get into this backstory. I guess there was these two kids bullying this one kid trying to say turn these leaves into money. But I guess, and when I heard that, I was like, oh, that sounds like a pretty dope freaking power. You can just basically run around with free cash. Until the guy basically said, yeah, after an hour or something like that, they'll turn back to leaves. I was like, well, technically you could get away with robbery. So that's the one thing you can get away with. So you're paying you're paying for your own stuff. But when they open up the cash register, they're gonna see leaves. I'm like, oh, okay. But anyways, they talk to Kirishima and basically throw this rock at Kirishima, who tries to show these guys up, and basically he gets hurt. So obviously he's not as strong as he was back then, as he is now. And he has these two friends. I did not catch their names. They did call Kirishima, I believe, Eli, or maybe Eli's his first name. I don't know if that's his nickname or his first name. If you want to put that in the comment section to make me understand more, okay, then yeah, that's fine. Thank you. But I think Eli is just his nickname because I'm sure we already got his full name. But they basically talked about like what do they want to do for high school. And one of the things is possibly signing up for UA. Well, actually, I think that's after they started talking. We see a special cameo. Well, not a cameo really, but we see that Mina Ashido went to the same middle school as Kirishima. So I was like, oh, they went to the same middle school. Why did they not talk more in the past 3 seasons? No idea. Now maybe that's because before we get the revel before
I guess it was just coincidence.
Crap. Who's the author of My Hero Academia? Crap. Whatever. That's probably before. Listen, that's before we even got all this information. So I guess when you look at it, I can't really hate on it. That they should have more of a chemistry, but maybe going for the future, yes, they'll probably have more of a chemistry. Well, even though he is more of a chemistry with Bakugo because they're friends and everything.
And there's the yaoi fandom going out there going, boy on boy stuff. I don't know. Okay.
Anyways, they talk about how Mina Ashido, or Mina, is basically set to go to UA, and then she's going to be signing up to go to UA. And basically, Kirishima starts to a little bit doubt himself, because he sees the traits that she has and tries to compare it to his own traits. He sees that she's more athletic, more skilled, and in aspects just overall better than him. And he kind of doubts himself, and this is when we get the backstory that was a little bit featured in his last featured episode, but we basically get the revelation that Mina's two friends got in trouble with some villain that were kind of patronizing them to ask them where this place was, and Kirishima's literally watching in fear of what to do next. He's doing basically the same thing he's doing currently right now. He's doubting himself on what he should do. Should he do something? Yada, yada, yada. And then Mina comes in, despite being scared herself, which is later to be revealed that she was scared. She basically tricks the villain to go into basically a police station. So, anyways, now they might want to go run away and get out of there before he comes back.
They
but
did eventually, right?
they well, obviously they did. Jesus, it's almost like telling a guy who's putting a gun to your face, tricking him to go to the police station, and you might want to leave because he'll come back to get you. The moment he pulls up, he's gonna be like, that kid freaking lied to me. But anyways, he goes back to his room. He starts tearing up, crying, thinking he's worthless. And he comes to the conclusion that he's just not going to go to UA, that he's going to find something different. We also get a revelation later on that when he was younger, when he first got his powers, he actually cut his eye. Jeez. I don't know what type of surgery he had to have, but God, how he has an eye still? Surprises me.
I thought he would be like Zorro from One Piece.
If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say this. Spoilers to people who watch One Piece, but you don't know why he loses his eye. I still to this day do not know why his eye has a cut.
I guess the creators think it would look badass.
I think it's because of his training he had to do before the 2-year time skip. You'll find that out later. I have to tell him that all the time. But anyways,
I'm too slow.
Anyways, he basically then later gets inspired through to this, I guess, virtual video of Crimson Red, the hero he admires the most. Basically, who is his version of his own All Might, like to Deku. And he also does mention the fact that because they put in the headlines that when Deku tried to save Bakugo from the slime hero, Kirishima does mention the aspect that there was another kid who basically went and tried to save his friend. Now, albeit Deku and Bakugo aren't necessarily friends. Now, maybe more now than 3 seasons ago, but I'll call them acquaintances with one another.
They're a little closer than that, my dude.
Well, it's because the fight they had last season, which made them closer. But I think they're morally right. They have more. I'll say this: they're not friends. They got the Goku Vegeta syndrome down. They're not buddy friends. They're rivals, but when they need to come together, which is what the new movie's going to be about, really, them coming together to beat the main villain.
At least that's what it looks like.
Well, what it looks like. Obviously, they'll have to put aside their differences and work together. They already have done it before, as much as they didn't want to. Well, that was mainly Bakugo, but as much as they didn't want to work together, they already have done it, so it should not be hard. They'll have to have some bickering back and forth, but still. Anyways, he gets mention of what Deku did way back in season 1. And basically, like I said, sees this video of Crimson Red talking about chivalry. And the interesting thing is I saw is that I feel like Crimson Red is a little bit of Kirishima as well.
Could it be his dad?
Well, we don't know. Maybe that's his secret dad that ran away from home like they do in Pokemon games.
There's no reason we should be comparing Pokemon to this anime, by the way.
Please don't. Please don't. I know Sun and Moon had a great ending, but their start was terrible. Anyways, we see Crimson Red talking about how, there was moments where he gets afraid, but at the same time he realizes, if I get afraid and stand here and do nothing, the people who's in need of saving are going to die. So that basically is the reason why that wills him on to be the hero he was, to save people. And they kind of opened up Kirishima's eyes of the aspect of, yeah, I may sometimes be afraid and I may sometimes be stuck in fear because of something. But if I can go out there and try to help the best I can, that's the one thing I can do most of all. And that kind of makes him feel good and makes him want to go to UA now. Um, and he does like a sincere, I guess, apology to the girls for, I guess, not saving them, but they kind of brush it off like it's not okay. Now Mina was in the same, I guess they were in some kind of library or something. Um,
They were in some kind of locker room.
uh, it looked like a locker room slash library. I don't know what they were doing. Uh, if they're still in the locker room, wouldn't it be weird just to have be in a locker room, guys and girls? I'm just saying that.
Well, I did see mostly just girls. I think Kirishima just walked. Did he just walk into the girls' locker? Wait, no. Actually,
It probably was a library, I think.
I didn't see any books though.
I thought that's what Mina was doing, like organizing books.
Yeah, in her locker.
Okay, okay. Or maybe it's like high school where they have like individual lockers in the school, and something like that.
Unigender. Yeah.
But anyways, I think Mina overhears him and say, "Look, it's no problem or whatever. Don't worry about it." Basically. But anyways, we see. Wait, did he dye his hair before he went to UA or after?
I believe it was before, like what?
No, no, no. I think he actually did. No, he goes to UA, and he runs into Mina, or he runs into Mina. They basically do the test side by side and stuff like that. And then after he gets into UA, they have a short little discussion. And this is when Mina sees that he dyed his hair red, and basically she talks about like, "Why'd you dye your hair red? You look completely different." And he's like, "Oh, I just did it because I wanted to do it," basically. And they basically have a nice little talk by saying and it basically kind of ends off with Mina saying she's like, "Well, once you become that strong hero, basically, essentially, then I guess I can, I think she said she'd keep a secret about, I guess the two knowing each other from middle school or something like that. It was something like that, like, that Kirishima was just basically a kid who even though he wanted to save them, didn't end up saving the girls. So I guess in a way, it was a nice little conclusion to the backstory, especially a little bit. We don't get a full Mina backstory, but we get a little bit of it, which is good to see that we get another character of UA who we haven't seen rarely this season. I don't think we've even seen this character since like episode. Jeez. One episode. But yeah, I think we haven't seen him since like episode 4 or 5 or something like that. I don't know. But it's good to get a little bit of character development for Mina, which helps. And a more character development for Kirishima. And I'm not trying to say I ship them, but
yeah, they hardly have any moments anyway.
But at the same time, I feel like these two characters could be shipped, or they have some chemistry.
If they have more moments.
If they have more moments together. Now, obviously, I have a feeling after this season's over, they're going to go back to Class 1A and feature more of them. But anyways, we get back to the fight, and this is when Kirishima steps up after seeing because Fat Gum basically is, he's like, forget the defenses. He tells Rapper, like, look, let's have a fist-to-fist brawl. Fat Gum's just basically taking these punches, these Gum Gatling punches, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures punches. I don't care what you call them. Close combat. Jeez. Something like that.
I was doing the JoJo's Bizarre Adventures noises, by the way, while he was punching.
He's taking these punches, and he's legit bleeding internally. He's freaking bleeding from the mouth. And then all of a sudden, when, Fat Gum is planned, I'm guessing, it's revealed that when Fat Gum takes all the hits and he absorbs them, he turns those hits into power. And basically, he looks like he's going to go in to try to finish him off for good, but then the dude also, Rappa also comes in to try to punch him too. And then Kirishima gets in one of the, I guess, best moments of My Hero Academia as a whole. It don't matter what season, one of the best moments. Right now, well, debatable if it's top 10, but I would say it's in there as a category for people's top 10. He gets in there, and he just don't give a crap that his arms are broke. He tanks the hits. That guy comes in here, Dragon Ball Z style, tanks the hits. and literally is getting pummeled. And when he's about to finish the finishing blow himself, stupid 10 guy ruins that moment. By setting up the shield because he was sad for his, or he was scared for his friend to get his ass kicked personally. But yeah. But anyways, Fat Gum steps in. He basically does a punch, takes them both out.
And to think he would get that skinny and buff.
Oh yes. Let's be real. He's skinny, so I don't know if he's natural skinny, like, or if that's his quirk that makes him fat. I'm guessing it's the quirk that makes him fat, or he'll just gain that fat over time after absorbing, after he, I guess, heals. But I don't know. But he looked really badass as a skinny dude, like literally. He looked like a mixture of All Might and Gran Torino.
Yeah, actually.
But yeah, he finishes them off. They're knocked out, and that's where the episode has that abrupt ending, and then that's it. So the next episode looks like they're going to be dealing with Mimic messing up the floorboards again, and I'm guessing the League of Villains are going to make their appearance because there was like these shoes, these two people walking. One of the people walking looked like it looked to be Toga's shoes, and I guess the other guy probably was the one guy that got his arm blown off because that looked like it looks like he wears the same boots. Or that's probably twice. Deadpool. My Hero Academia Deadpool. He talks like he's from Deadpool anyways. But
if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go die in the pool. Just kidding.
It's looking like the League of Villains are gonna make their appearances next episode. It looks like. I'll be damned.
We'll be seeing this face again.
Oh yeah, yeah, especially with his English dub voice actor. I see.
I wonder why we haven't watched an English stuff.
Oh.
Were we too lazy?
I guess so. But anyways, to go back, I guess, of an overall the episode, I never stopped to ask you, what did you think of the Kirishima backstory? Actually,
I liked it. I already like Kirishima as a character as it is already enough.
Well, I don't know, I don't see how you cannot like his character after his episode 5's performance. But go on with what you were saying.
Yeah, that's like a really good backstory for him. Like, still kind of weird that he has black hair, but I like it.
And then I guess, what did you think about the finish of the episode? Like, the final blow.
Too fast.
Yeah, it was too fast, and I guess another criticism of this episode that I just don't like, which is probably my biggest criticism of this episode, was probably Rappa and Tengai, the villains of this week. They really were pushovers.
Yeah, in a way they were. Except for the part when they cracked his arms.
Like, when the episode started off, okay, they looked like they were going to be actual threats, almost as threats as last week, but if you ask me, the guys from last week looked much more impressive than these two did. They've got one-shotted. That's all I gotta say. One-shotted. And these are guys in this 8 bullets of Shihasaikai, and they got one-shotted, albeit to a pro hero. But they got one-shotted. That's what's gonna happen to Luffy possibly tonight in tonight's One Piece episode. He gets one-shotted.
We're always bringing One Piece in here. Why is that?
That's all I gotta say. So if you haven't been watching One Piece,
There's mangas, by the way.
If you haven't been seeing One Piece, sorry, I just spoiled it, but he gets one shot for you guys, and he's the main character of that anime. This is I don't know. The villains were weak in this episode, very weak. They were also kind of bland. They didn't have no character story to them. Like last week, at least the last week's villains, they had character building and character depth, that they were just guys off the street who were worthless, who were out of society, and overall just came and be like, come join my group. Albeit he'll probably just say, screw you guys later. But, these villains had nothing that made these guys special. So I guess in an aspect, you can make an argument, like you said, this should have been a 2-part. Part 1 could talk about the development of the backstory of the villains alongside their fight. And then part 2 could have been catered more to Kirishima and his backstory and stuff like that.
Mm, but I guess I understand. In a way, it would have been dragged too long. Then we're gonna have to wait even longer for
Yeah. But all in all, it was an okay to decent episode. Definitely could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, especially the villains. In my case, the villains could have been better, but the pacing could have been a lot better too. I just thought it was way too fast for my liking. The last couple of My Hero Academia episodes have been kind of a slower pace or a middle tone pace. This episode was just fast. The moment you watch it and the moment it ends, you feel like I just watched an episode. Wow, that was fast.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
So
Hashtag gotta go fast. Sorry.
they're lucky that they redesigned the character so good to make me feel good, because if it wasn't, I would have not watched that movie. Anyways, our ratings. I guess if you give me the ratings on this episode, I'll give it, if I'm being generous.
I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay, I guess it's respectable. Okay, I was gonna give it 6.5, but I'll give it 7. Mostly because of Kirishima backstory
Mm-hmm.
and the inclusion of Mina, and then that epic moment at the end with Fat Gum. And I guess before we end this video off, now obviously it looks like Kirishima has 2 big moments. The one big moment of his unbreakable ability, and then the part where he came in and took the shots. Now in my opinion, I thought the Red Riot Unbreakable was a much better moment than this moment. Yes, it was a cool moment where he stood up for himself and he took the hits despite his arms possibly being literally next to broken.
Wait, was he in that transform state when he took those hits?
I think he just hardened himself much more to take the hits. Because he never really said unbreakable in this episode. I feel like that would have hurt him even more, especially when it comes to his arms. But I don't know. I just felt like that moment was so much more cooler, and he actually got the shot in. Unlike them literally cucking his finishing blow off to finish the final villain and taking it away thanks to Tengai. But yeah, I think the Unbreakable moment is a much better moment than this. I mean, I think this is what people said. This is the moment he gets that is like crazy good. It's still a good moment. I'm not gonna take away from it. I just think Unbreakable is much better of a moment. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Unbreakable is a much better moment than that.
That's just our thoughts. If you want to give your thoughts on it, put it in the comment section. And yeah, anything else about this episode, on your thoughts on this week's episode, put it in the comment section. Also hit that subscribe button. Not only my channel if you want to get more content, but he'll probably put in the thumbnail of he'll probably put in the comment section of my video his link to his channel, and subscribe to his channel as well.
And hashtag come and play code game down in the comments down, please.
And also, last thing but else,
I don't know if you guys understood.
Yeah, but last thing else, if you like the video, leave a like in the comment section. So My Hero Academia is getting to a better start. I thought they were gonna go back to what Nejire, Ochako, and Sue were doing, but thank God they're not.
You think they will in further episodes?
They might, and if they do, they'll piss me off because they're backtracking more than progressing. Right now, we need to progress this plot. Now, hopefully, next episode does that. Not to say this episode didn't, but it really didn't, to be honest. But yeah. So episode 10 next week. I believe that's not Christmas week, right? No, that isn't. Yeah, that isn't. So we're gonna get. Now I don't know if they're gonna go on break for Christmas break. I feel like they probably will. We don't know. We'll see. But other than that, yeah, that was My Hero Academia. I'm gonna get out of here. Denzel's gonna get out of here. Denkar, TheRedWolf, whatever.
Hi.
Anyways, guys, it's Camfrey 15
and TheRedWolf.
We're gonna see you guys on the next video.
And you notice every time I do this, my arm cracks. Okay, see you guys.